Today I fucked up by publicly humiliating a girl I had a crush on. So this actually happened about 20 years ago, but my mind decided to remind me of my fucking stupidity. You know how while growing up, you don't really get a good sense of how rich/poor you are, until a certain point. People usually learn their place in the world only after exposure to different experiences, which not everyone gets to have early on, and we make stupid mistakes along the way of learning this. Now I am not saying I'm rich or anything, but I was raised in middle-class home, and I was in a school where it seemed most of my peers are way more richer than I am. When I was in my teens, I joined a free dancing group. I almost always got there either by my parents driving me or by taking a taxi. There I had my first crush. This today I fucked up a girl who used to dance with us. I tried multiple times to be friendly with her, hoping to become close. One of my tactics was to ditch my usual ride, and start doing the impossible to be able to get picked up and dropped off to practice on the bus that the dancing group had. The bus didn't come near my house, so I had to walk several miles in order to be on it for practice, same to get back home. One day, I was super tired on the bus on our way dropping people off, listening to music, being alone, while the bus dropped off the kids. In between songs, the bus stops, and I lift my head to find we were in some rusty neighborhood, and my stupid brain knee-jerk reaction was to say loudly, "Who the fuck even lives here?" Being a complete ass, judging the people who live in this poor part of town. Now since the bus stopped, this only means one thing: we were dropping someone off. In my head this didn't even register. Lo and behold, I look at the door, which was only 3 seats away. I see my crush at the doorstep, looking with burning red eyes locked onto mine, and said loudly to the driver, "Wait, I want him to know that I am staring him down." Mind you, my 30 IQ brain still didn't connect the dots. Silence filled the buzz. I still don't understand what just happened, and why is my crush looking like she wanted to kill me right where I sat. She gets off 5 seconds later, the driver continues his route, and I continued listening to music. And I never rode the bus again, cause at that point I lost hope of being friends with her. Not because I understood my FU. It was only years after it hit me, and I realized I was a complete asshole. Too long didn't read, I started riding the bus to get closer to my crush. We stop in a poor neighborhood, where I make a mean comment about the people who live there, only to realize we were dropping off my crush at her house. She hears it, and publicly makes it clear I am her enemy from now on. I was so naive to realize what I did wrong, never realized my FU until years after. It's alright. You have to learn somehow. Sometimes you gotta just say oof, won't do that again, and let those cringy moments go. Long and behold, /bone apple tia till. Sorry, I'm not a native English speaker. I always remember things as I try and sleep, see no evil monkey. Damn, that was a fucking power move on her part too. I feel for you, man. Today I fucked up by robbing my mum's house. So, like many FUs, this didn't happen today but around 15 years ago. Just to set a bit of a background, my parents were newly separated at the time, and my dad kept the house and us kids while my mum bought a flat on the same street. While out playing one day, I thought I'd call into my mum's and see how she's doing. I open the door and head upstairs only to find that she's not there. I thought it was strange for the door to be unlocked and she's nowhere to be seen. While standing there alone in the empty flat, I have an epiphany: how hilarious would it be if I make the place look like it's been robbed. I then started rushing round hiding everything, racks and racks of DVDs under the bed, pulling all the alcohol out of the fridge. Anything and everything I saw I hid out of sight and swiftly left the scene before she got home. Not long after, I get a phone call from my mum bawling her eyes out, in absolutely tears she were. Barely making any sense, I just about understand her say I've been robbed. In my almighty wisdom I tell her it was me, messing around, and that I just hid everything so it looked like she had been robbed. This promptly ensured a good bollocking and a clip round the ear. Too long didn't read, hid all my mum's possessions in her house after leaving her door unlocked. Good thing she called you before she called the police. What does a good bollocking and clip round the ear mean in American? As far as I know, bullocks are balls, and a clip around the ears would be a smack upside the head. So she slapped his balls and ears, just in case slapping his balls wasn't good enough. Someone who understands the Queen's English ought to respond if they are still awake. Did she remember to lock her doors and windows after that? You up, never forgets lol. How old were you when you did this? Probably around 13 or 14. I would still be in jail if this was my family. Today I fucked up by knowing the answer to a pub quiz question. Okay, so this just happened. My dad and I were participating in an online pub quiz while being in a call with our 2 other teammates. I wasn't thinking I would really make a difference because I kinda lack common sense, but I do know some random facts about music and animated movies etc. So why not try and be helpful and bring them 1 or 2 answers. All was going fine until the last question arrived. They wanted us to listen to this drum intro and tell them which company it was from. Fine, I thought, I might even know this one. And I did. During the second time the video was shown I was already dead inside because I knew that is was the beat thing you always hear at Pornhub. The thing is, I'm a girl, teenager, that still possesses a pure soul and is too naive for this world. Anyone that has ever met me knows there would be no reason for me to know this quite interesting fact. I solemnly swear it's my friends who have enriched my knowledge about stuff like this. Meanwhile, my dad had sensed that I had died inside and probably expected me to tell the team what I thought was the answer, because it looked like no one else knew. And like the game fanatic I was, I just told them it was from Pornhub and quickly added it was because of my friends that are always the ones giving me the cultural information I need to understand the Gen Z culture. Everyone looked like they believed me but were a little confused, because I would indeed be the last person on earth to know this. So this was the last question of our wonderful quiz, capturing ending right, and that meant that we had to wait a bit longer until we got our answers, as they were calculating the final scores. I was terrified I got it wrong and everyone would think I had been hiding a very different side of myself for a long time. I was also terrified I got it right, for the same reason. Let's just say I was incredibly nervous and scared of both outcomes. Finally, the answers came. Yay, I got it right. Even though I actually had nothing to be awkward about, I couldn't help but think about the new perspective my dad and his colleagues had possibly thought they gained about me this evening. I really hope they believed my explanation. On the bright side, my point made the difference between the 11th and 14th place, so you could say it wasn't for nothing. Too long didn't read. During a pub quiz with my dad and his colleagues, there was a question involving the intro from Pornhub. I am an extremely innocent teenager, but I was the one who told the team of grown-ups it was Pornhub, and now they, especially my dad, probably think I'm not the person I seem to be. A girl and her dad at the pub / were there for the quiz and some grub / the question came round, / tell me, what is this sound / and she knew it. The sound from Pornhub. And the girl cried out in despair / I promise I've heard it elsewhere / sometimes it's been hum / sometimes it's been drums / but never have I been on there. They knew, for sure. I know about Pornhub because that's where Stepbra and me post our family movies. Judging by the number of jokes and comments are in Reddit about this intro sound, I must be the only person online that doesn't know the music. And nope, I am not googling it or searching YouTube for it. Lol. Just search Pornhub for it. You'll find it easily. I learned it from my friends right. As an adult of 2 teenagers in the days of internet, I'm not so naive to think they've never visited those sites. Well, I know it may sound shady, but this is actually how it happened. Some dude always played this on the drums and that's how I learned. I have never visited the site. I guess either my time will come or I'm stuck in an 8-year-old's mind forever.